Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Chibble, the GOAT of ring announcers. And you're listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.
Pepe Le Bitch. Welcome to the Marks Podcast.
I got you. It's nice to see me stump you every now and then.
It's not stumping. I just worry about your mental capacity to do this show anymore.
Like I haven't had a mental capacity.
I was going to stop just for a moment and say, you know what? I'm so grateful that Tony did that for us and how he did the intro and outro, how kind of a person he is. But then I'm reminded he's even kinder of a man because he's had to put up with you for 40 fucking years.
Oh, I mean, hey, said you don't have to be crazy to be here, but it helps.
Well, and speaking of crazy, Gerard will be refereeing at Big Time Wrestling, the main event. Can I say the main event?
Well, it's not the main event, but he is. I can put this up.
It's true. It's true. Big Time Wrestling returns to the Augusta Civic Center in Augusta, Massachusetts. Was that what?
Maryland?
Maine. On Saturday, November 1st, with 13-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, Olympic gold medalist who did it with a broken freaking neck, Kurt Angle. Plus an all-star card to be announced. So our man Gerard will be there live reffing that event. Now, I do have a question about that. Can we talk about any of the matches we were talking about before? Or is it?
The main event is going to be PCO. Is that his name? From
Perfect Creation 1, PCO. Yep. The member of the what was it? The Rougeau brother? No, who was it?
No, not it's Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
Yes.
And he will be going against Bro. Which if you paid attention last week.
Yeah, he's in some shit.
And you know what? And like I say, I would say to this, even if somebody approached me about it, I say, listen, if you notice what we said, keep off the end. Some people don't deserve to be putting all their business on the internet. Let what you do in the ring take care of itself. Well, and there's no denying he has talent in the ring.
Speaking of putting business out there, it's been announced someone's business who's out there is Andrade El Idolo, who has been let go by WWE for failing another wellness policy, which makes me curious. And again, maybe I shouldn't pry or poke, but WWE doesn't test for weed anymore. Last I checked.
Well, look at it like this. Now that they're going so global, okay. Do you even want them to be? Do you want the association that any of your performers are using anything anymore? And it doesn't matter who it is.
So I would say this: universally, marijuana has been accepted in most places in the world. Most places in the world, my understanding, marijuana is whether it's meant for medical uses or other. Hell, I was watching fucking The Godfather, Charles Wright, on a podcast talking about how weed changed his life.
Here's the other thing about it too is, okay, remember, when you're going through airports, you still can't put it in your luggage.
Fair.
And, if he did something...
Well, no, I think you can if it's medicinal and you have a card.
No, because remember, not every state honors it.
Fair.
Okay, so the state, like Massachusetts, it's recreational. But you can't take it to New Hampshire, which is like from my house to the border of New Hampshire is 1.5 miles.
Mm.
If I did it, I can't drive into New Hampshire with it legally, and vice versa. New Hampshire can't come across.
Well, in the same breath, though, I kind of think they were looking for a reason because they didn't know what to do with the guy.
Well, it went downhill once he got divorced from Charlotte too. Remember,
that was an amicable split.
Yeah, I understand, but he came back just to be with his wife, and look what happened.
Fair.
Yeah, and the good part about it, and I would say the good part for him and for her, you've heard no backlash other than the fact, hey, we're just getting divorced.
Yeah.
It's not like there was reports of abuse or nothing like that. It's just we don't want to be together no more. Hey, it happens every day in the real world. Why not happen in that world?
Yeah, I mean, but I thought they handled it like fucking adults. I think that they, the whole storyline aspect of it went a little too far, but that's my opinion. As I'm getting to be a fucking boomer over here and an old fogey, so I like things a little differently.
You got years to go, dude.
I get that, but my tastes have changed, and we've talked about it. We had my your favorite son on the other, a couple weeks ago, and he's a big fan, a big proponent of AEW, and he loves the hardcore side of it. And I like the athletic side of it, but I don't care to see people be bludgeoned with chairs. I don't need to see a guy with a plastic bag wrapped around his face. I don't need to see a guy with nails.
I'll put you like this. So for the younger generation, look at Cody versus Cena from what was it, SummerSlam? How that match played out, and not a speck of blood.
Agreed. And again, I hate that I agree with you sometimes, but I do. I always bring it up. Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, Tully Blanchard, the fucking Anderson brothers, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Those matches. What's going on, Universal? But no, what goes on with that stuff? It just, I loved that old style, and they really, blood only came out at a certain time, and
think about it like this. And all I can't remember one time where I ever saw Macho Man bleed. I can't remember a time I ever saw Bret Hart bleed. I can't remember a time I ever saw Perfect bleed. DiBiase. There were just some wrestlers.
No, you just saw DiBiase sitting by himself eating a sandwich, looking depressed, and that's what my wife will harp on in that video we showed with Mel in it.
What I'm saying is, there is just some guys in the sport that never needed it to sell themselves. No. Listen, and as big as Andre was, you could see Andre bleed. You saw him very rare and few occasions because, you would see him do it, right? It had to be the right person, the right thing. I think he bled with Stan Hansen or something like that, which, understandable.
It's Stan Hansen.
Right. But for the most part, if you can't sell your match without it,
it was meant to be something special. And I'll go back to, again, I'd like to consider myself a student of the game.
That's special, rare.
Yeah. Go back to WrestleMania 13. When you came down to visit me here, before we went out to dinner, we were watching a match at WrestleMania 13. Mm-hmm. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. One of the most celebrated matches ever. In fact, the only match in the WWE Hall of Fame as of right now. That match needed blood. And it needed blood because it painted a picture on that canvas. Nope, not trying to have a pun. But to watch the blood dripping down his teeth as he passed out in the sharpshooter, it gave it just that little extra.
Here's my thing for you. Bret is the one who did the job.
Yes. Okay?
If Austin does it on his own, he probably doesn't make it like that.
No.
Did they expect it to get over the way it did? Absolutely not.
Bret did, because Bret even said when they were talking about it, and again, I watch a lot of these interviews.
What I mean by get over the way it did, the blade job, to where the way Austin bled. No, but you cannot expect that.
He may not have expected that, but he knew that it would give it that extra little that they needed.
No doubt. I'm saying the way he bled and stuff like that, when he's pushing up and the blood's just coming down his face, that was money. Because why was it money? How many shirts did they sell off that face?
Yeah.
The blood coming.
That black shirt that said Austin 316.
How many times have we seen guys blade and 2 minutes later they dried up, no more blood?
Well, that's fucking Ric Flair, because Ric Flair could bleed if you sneezed on him.
But that's the thing, though, where there's a right way and a wrong way. Bret did it the right way. You saw him do it the right way.
There's somebody else who doesn't get the credit for it as well. And I'm going to go back. Huh?
Shamrock.
Well, Shamrock, absolutely. He should have got more credit for that because he was an integral part of that match. But there's a wrestler, if we're going back, I'm talking going back. We're going back to the Tennessee era. We're talking about the Memphis area. A match that blew everybody's mind back in the day. Jerry the King Lawler against Terry Funk. When he broke that piece of chair, Jerry knocked it up. He hit him in the eye with a piece of wood. My eye! My eye! That empty arena match. It was so well done. The blood in that. Terry Funk understood a mentality about wrestling. Like again, you go back to the ECW days. Paul Heyman and fucking what's his name? Not Corluzzo. Who was the guy who owned ECW before Paul? Todd Gordon.
Okay.
Todd Gordon had credited Terry Funk with basically making their roster. That match between him, the franchise Shane Douglas, and fucking Sabu wouldn't have meant nearly as much if it wasn't for the legendary status of Terry fucking Funk.
You know what the thing with Terry Funk was, and you'll understand this. He was such an old school guy. Every time he got into that ring, that was his bread and butter.
He was in a time when that meant something. He came from the era where the heels stayed in one hotel, the faces stayed in another, and talking about an I Quit match, a match that really got over. Did Flair bleed in their I Quit match?
Him and Terry Funk?
Yeah. I don't believe so. It was brutal. That the chairs they were trying to pile jar Flair on a table, it never worked, but I don't remember him bleeding. But how impactful was that match?
Well, let's go back to all of them and stuff like. Think about it like this: Undertaker and Foley. Foley didn't drop. Foley didn't drop an ounce of blood in that match. And how brutal was that?
Hold on one second. Universal, I would check your source on that one because it was reported by multiple sources that this was a WWE decision because he was still under contract and he wasn't him who requested it. You might be right, you might be wrong, but
I saw not a mutual decision.
Yeah,
I saw not a mutual decision.
Go ahead, Gerard.
And then he was at a SmackDown and actually got walked out of a SmackDown. Walked out of the building, sent home, walked out without pay. And what's that? If you walked out of a building and you're getting walked out without pay, there is no way you can request your release at that point on because you have done something so severe to where what are you going to, fire me then? Oh, because,
But back to what you were saying. Go ahead, finish what you were saying.
About Andrade or?
No, about the other stuff.
Oh, so when it comes to those old timers and old schools and stuff like that, when you look at the way they did their matches too, like I said, the Foleys and stuff, you could tell the story without it. Remember, under Vince, and I know people don't want to hear it about him, but under Vince, he always thought blood was only there to further a story. It didn't need to be the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story.
So going into that same breath, I do believe that blood and things of that ilk should be saved for a certain time. And that's one of my big frustrations with AEW is that they've taken away the value of blood. They've taken away the value of finisher, but WWE's done the same thing. They've taken away these with a lot of hot shotting and high spots. I can't get behind it. I mean, you have someone like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay who have incredible agility, are incredible athletes. I will never take that away from them. But when every match is a high spot, what is there to elevate to?
When was the last time you saw the fingernail rake down somebody's back?
The last thing I remember is the Hulk Hogan thing. Hulk Hogan did that as a face and as a heel.
When was the last time you saw somebody take somebody's head and rub it on the rope, like gouging their eyes?
I blame groups like DX and the NWO for that, right? Because when the NWO became cool, they were the cool bad guys. How are the white meat baby faces supposed to get over? How do you get over on that? How do you get over on these bad guys who are cool?
The heels used to, in the words of Eddie Guerrero, cheat, lie, and steal to win matches. Nowadays, heels don't cheat, lie, and steal to win matches. They have 16 cronies jumping in the ring. Back in growing up,
back in your day,
to see interference from outside the ring
was a big deal.
It was a very big deal. Now it's like you're expecting somebody to come out.
I'll ask you this: do you think I'm wrong for missing an old style of wrestling? Do you think there's a place still in the world for that old campy type of wrestling? Because I enjoy it. I don't know if I'm alone in that thought.
This way, if it's done right, it would be. But then when you hear something like Triple H said, to where WWE is not a sport, we're a movie doing a sport. But wait a minute. For years, you had people criticize your company because you didn't want to call your wrestlers professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me they're professional actors?
Superstars.
No. Are they now professional actors?
Then
Because
why aren't they up for Emmys and Grammys and Oscars?
how come we don't have the Tom Cruises in there, the Tom Hanks is in there, Sylvester Stallone?
Well, to be fair,
all these actors, Matthew McConaughey is there. Why
I'm not a fan of Vince Russo. You know this. I don't dislike the guy. I don't have that fucking hatred and visceral that fucking Cornette does. But he was one who said, "Well, if I can learn how to wrestle, we should just hire actors because anybody can learn to wrestle." But that's not true. You know that's not true. Come on, you know that's not true.
Listen, I'll put you like this, okay? Could I do it? Absolutely. Could you do it? Maybe. Because
I don't want to do it.
You told me you took your first bump. You're like,
I was like, fuck that. No, I'm good.
Okay? It's a certain kind of individual that it takes, okay, to be able to put your body through that abuse. Just like you're saying, listen, not everybody can play professional football, professional baseball. You know, anything that's constantly going to put a pounding on your body, not everybody can do it.
Like, you're constantly like, I don't have the, and I'll be the first to admit it. I don't have the mental constitution to sit there. Maybe when I was a younger man, I could have, but that first bump, I told you, I felt it from the fucking my tailbone up to the back of my shoulders, and it just rolled and it ripped down my fucking calves because I landed wrong. And it was in a boxing ring. And I'm thinking, this isn't a big deal, whatever. It hurt like hell. And if I constantly have to remember how to place myself while trying to remember the booking of a match, while trying to remember the moves I'm supposed to do, while sitting there pulling the old fucking Texas Red going, headlock, suplex, backdrop. I can't do it. And I would have been a piss poor wrestler. Do I think I have some pretty gnarly ideas as far as storylines? I would have loved to have been a manager. I would have loved to have been a ring announcer, or not a ring announcer, a commentator, or a booker. But I never, the in-ring side of it was never for me.
The thing about it is, when you hang around the back, and you can see, like say, when I was doing it, you'd have two guys in charge. One was the money man, one was dealt with the talent. And most of the time, I dealt with Chief Jay Strongbow or Jim Myers. And you're watching these guys watch the guys in the ring. I wish I could have picked their brain and said, what are you looking for? What are you looking at? Okay. Just so I could get behind into their mind. Just like I told you, having discussions with Pat and stuff like that. To be able to get into Pat's mind. A 5-minute conversation with Pat, you don't walk away from that conversation, oh, I just learned something new. You walk away from that, you want to be another 5 hours.
Well, and I get that. Because like, I looked at people like, and this is really going to date me, I look back at people like Freddie Blassie, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, at people like Bobby Heenan. What was it? Everyone knows I have a brain. Everybody knows I'm beautiful, gorgeous. But Bobby the Brain Heenan, by far one of my favorite fucking managers of all time. Whoa. Who's that guy?
Yo.
I love Bobby the Brain Heenan. I love the character of Nick Bockwinkel, the thinking man's wrestler. You know, I loved Ric Flair, even though as I got older, I realized that Ric Flair had the same match for fucking 40 years. He didn't really change anything.
Let me ask you this, because you just mentioned it. Take 4 managers. Are the wrestlers who they managed the same guys without the 4 guys who managed?
Well, I can tell you right now, the people that Lou Albano managed were fucking. He made them so much better.
Yep.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, before Paul Heyman, was absolutely the greatest manager of all time. Bobby Heenan, before fucking Paul Heyman, there would be no Paul Heyman without Bobby. So you got Paul Heyman. Without Paul Heyman, we wouldn't have fucking Brock would not be the spectacle he is. Roman would not be as great as he is without that wise man character.
And I'm going to give you the other one.
Ooh.
Mouth of the South.
Oh, Jimmy Hart, but see, Jimmy Hart was a novelty. And I like Jimmy, but he was a novelty. He was just a mouthpiece. Now, I will give you another one who was a wrestler / manager. And I don't like him. I'm going to be honest with you, as a person and from the speculous and everything else, the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan. What he did for a lot of people in Florida, you can't deny that he was a damn good manager.
Well, and honestly, the one that you really have to not really look at, like, he gets looked over a lot, and it kind of sucks. When Jinder Mahal was managing Indus Sher, it's just, man, it really brought back the time of the Bobby the Brain Heenans, of it's just him in that role, like, was just magical. And it sucks, again, I remember when they had Leo Rush, managing Bobby Lashley, that was another one that was just like, when he came out
You're
there.
You're going to tell me that Leo Rush and Jinder Mahal were on the same level of Bobby Heenan?
Yeah, well, like when Leo Rush went out there and he screamed Lashley, it was the greatest.
I want to put him on the same level as Uncle Elmer.
Well, see, here's the thing, Jinder Mahal, we're talking about like royalty here at this point, it's like we can't even, it's like,
okay. All right. If you want to go that, I would have put him in the avenue of Tiger LEC. Okay.
I will say, look, once and for all, I'm going to say something positive about Jinder Mahal. Below your mind right now, I'm going to say something positive about Jinder Mahal. That lead up. And the shape he got himself in, whether it was natural or not, the shape he really, you're gonna do that right now, really? The shape he got himself.
I want to see Gerard's eyes when I did that.
It was Backlash, wasn't it? It was Backlash.
Yes, goddamn right it was.
He put him in the Colossus, which I think is an awesome name for a finisher. You turn a camel clutch or a cobra clutch into a fucking slam. Brilliant. He was thinking outside the box, and him playing that character of the modern day Maharaja, I thought it was for Indian fans about fucking time. About fucking time they had somebody, because you had, you had a guy like a Tiger Ali Singh. You had the great Khali. You had all these guys that came in, and they weren't shit. I'll tell you another gimmick that really should have got over, but it was the wrong guy. Sylvester Turkai. He came in with
that's a name I haven't heard in so long.
Fucking the Pope D'Angelo De Niro before. He was Elijah
That's
Burke.
Another name. That's another name I haven't heard. So whatever the fuck happened to him?
I don't know, but I had so much interest in when he was Elijah Burke. I thought that I wanted to know what that 4 up meant. And I finally found out it was 4 upside your head. I thought that he was an interesting character.
They built the Spirit Squad around Elijah Burke. Like, that was supposed to be for Elijah Burke, because Elijah Burke was the only one that was actually a cheerleader.
But I wouldn't have believed that watching Elijah Burke, man. Elijah Burke was something special, and they kind of just flushed it. And then he really, in TNA, whether you liked him or not, I love the Pope character. I thought it was interesting. And you have these characters, and we're going to get to what the thumbnail is about, because there's a reason why I put AJ Lee in front of our fucking thing, because she's such a big fucking deal right now. But I'm about to go back to that right now. But talking about Elijah Burke, talk about somebody who had the look. He was out there with a guy like Sylvester Turkai, who looked like, there's no fucking reason. A legitimate background. Sylvester Turkai had a legitimate background, but he wasn't worth shit. I'm sorry. There was one Kurt Angle in this world, and the only person that ever came close and could pull off stuff, I'm sorry to say, had to be outed by the greatest luchador of all time, El Grande Americano.
Jacob, just so you know, you missed the opening. I'm going to put it back up for you.
What opening?
Because
the stupid picture of fucking dipshit.
No, because he mentioned it. He just mentioned it.
Man, can we talk about how great that Worlds Collide show?
Here you go, Jacob.
Oh yes, Jacob. Gerard will be there.
Nice.
He will be refereeing at that event.
I'm getting back into the ring.
Fuck yeah.
So again, what I was going
to be there or be square, you motherfuckers. Is it going to be live stream on YouTube?
Is we're talking about people who, as soon as you saw them on camera, as soon as you saw them on screen, you knew that they meant something. They were going to be special. And what I'm getting at is there were 2 women that showed up in that middle period, like as the attitude as ruthless aggression was kind of, and their names were Celeste Bonin, known as Caitlyn, and AJ Lee, April Mendez. And to watch how far, like I thought Celeste Bonin was going to be a big deal. She was stacked. She was a fitness model, but she really did her best. Like,
if the video doesn't get out, if that video with her does not get out, I think she goes farther. But the video that got out with her was her career. Yeah.
I don't think that was
I don't think that did anything because she came back for the Mae Young Classic.
What I'm saying is, though, it was the schoolgirl outfit. The problem was Vince was in this thing to wear. He didn't want none. Remember, he had already gotten away from all the Playboy stuff. Yeah. So now he's in the thing to wear. Nothing like this.
But they brought her back for the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, they brought her back for the Mae Young Classic after that. Remember how great that tournament was, and they kept doing that every year.
All the steam she had.
I think what happened is, and if I'm being honest, she got Jannetty. I think she was a female Jannetty. She got outshined by. Huh?
You missed one name. The
what?
other person in that got, I don't know whatever happened to her in the beginning. I think the incident at WrestleMania was her downfall.
Mickey?
Yeah.
Mickey had a long career.
Where is she if she doesn't have that happen to her, though? Because remember, she had it happen. Now she got to build herself back. Like, sure, you take those knocks down.
The issue with Mickey is that she was too thick for Vince McMahon's liking, in my opinion. They signed off on that fucking Piggy James angle, and she was never overweight. She always looked great.
Dude, she looked better than half the fucking bimbo Barbie dolls they had. Kelly looked like a fuck. Kelly was a fucking plank board, literally and figuratively in the ring.
But beyond that, she looked the part, and she could fucking go.
She was one of the only ones. Same thing with Gail Kim. Gail Kim was the same fucking way.
Gail Kim didn't stay and put up with her shit.
I don't like Asians, pal.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. The sad part about Gail Kim, the only bad part about her, she really couldn't hit the microphone. And the way
she got better at TNA. But TNA, she got better. She was with America's Most Wanted.
But by that point, she had already passed the old.
I think she burned the bridges. She came back again for her second run and got tired of the bullshit, eliminated herself from that battle royal, and fucking said, "Peace out, I'm done."
And just so you know, and I think before we get into the thumbnail, Dan, I think we need to get into the point behind me, to where I can almost say, if that keeps up, I'll never I will never buy a ticket for another WWE show again.
I'm glad you brought this up because
what are you talking about?
The prices for these fucking tickets.
Oh God! And can I tell you my speculatory thought on that and why they're doing it? UFC, in my opinion, is not getting the bang for its buck. They spent X amount of money for fucking the UFC, and they're not trying to cross businesses. They're under the same umbrella. But they got to make that money somewhere, and they're price gouging in UFC, so they're going to raise the prices in WWE. I don't get it. It's and say what you want, and I'm not sitting here trying to fucking kiss Big's fucking Vince's ass, but that's one thing that motherfucker always took care of the families. He always said, you know what? For everything else, for everybody else, fuck you, I'm going to treat you like shit. But he took care of the fucking family's pricing.
Look at the comment. I said the same thing you did.
Yeah, for real. Fuck you.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. As someone who buys tickets to these shows, the last time I bought a ticket for a show was for an AEW event, believe it or not. I was going to go to Double or Nothing.
I don't want to hear shit anymore. I don't want to hear shit anymore that you bought a ticket for an AEW event. After last week, and all you did for almost an hour is give me shit.
You can afford it.
That's the thing. You could afford those tickets. I've never shied away from that. Yeah, I've been to a few AEW shows, but the problem, I've never shied away from it. I've never denied it. I was going to go to Double or Nothing this year because it was in Arizona.
Holy shit. Universal actually agreed with us on something.
Well, what I was going to say is.
Oh, no, he doesn't? What?
No.
What? Listen. The fact that, listen, I can see pricing the shit out of WrestleMania because WrestleMania 26, it cost my mom at least like $400, and this was in 2010. This is in 2010 for nosebleed tickets, $400. Now, you look at nosebleed tickets for 2 people now for WrestleMania, it's fucking ridiculous. So no. And here's where I think AEW needs to step up. Because, it's been announced, everyone knows WrestleMania is going to Saudi Arabia. I mean, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen as soon as they announced the Saudi deal all those years back. I'm like, okay, we're getting a WrestleMania in Saudi before the UK. I knew that. And now, everyone's pissed. Well,
I don't like it.
This was going to happen whether you like it or not. So where were you guys then? Why weren't you guys protesting on the first show when they didn't have the women on the show? They couldn't have the women on the show the first show. Remember that? I sure do.
Until I had to for this show, I was not watching the Saudi shows. Even the show where the Fiend was in the Hell in a Cell, and the show that the Fiend won. Not the Hell in a Cell. Even the show that the Fiend won the world title, I did not watch.
The best show they ever did, and the only show that was worth a damn.
I still didn't watch it because out of protest. And again, if you think that I don't know what I'm protesting is, you're going to sit there and give money to a country that is so far back as far as women's rights, as well as the fact that they and again, it's almost damn near proven. I mean, I'm not trying to fucking get hit for defamation or anything, but the death of Jamal Khashoggi by the Saudi government, you're giving these people blood money. The fuck.
I just want to say this about that, okay? A couple things first. For financial reasons only, the WWE misses Vince McMahon. Okay?
So you agree with Jacob Universal?
So the second thing I'm going to say is, when it comes to running less shows, Saudi Arabia paying $300 million for WrestleMania buys WWE their whole year of revenue. That's it. That $300 million is the whole year revenue.
They don't have to do a show for the rest of the year because of that.
They could not run another show the rest of the year and make everything. Okay? So running less shows doesn't mean nothing if you're going to have, we'll tell you this right now. Boston, Massachusetts. The reason why Boston, Massachusetts came out.
That is another fucking bunch of bullshit. They wanted Boston to pay $2 million, right?
No, $7
fucking mil.
Now, so if you did $7 million
for a SmackDown, right?
No, for a Raw, it would have been seen as
for John Cena's
Saturday night's main event,
and for John Cena's last match in his hometown.
If they could have done it in Fenway Park, it would have been profitable. But so in Boston Garden, it would have been an average of $466 a ticket.
I guarantee if they would have just created a special event just for John Cena's last match, call it ruthless aggression, call it whatever you fucking
I'm going to
want.
put the reason why Boston said the main reason why they said no.
Because they weren't going to make that money back.
Wintertime.
I would think they would make the money back. I think so. I think they would make the money back.
Yeah, you can't in Boston because it's a hit or miss in Boston.
That's true. It is Boston. Yeah.
The weather, if you bring that to Fenway Park, okay. First of all, you get 20,000 more people in the park, so the $7 million is nothing because they might make that on every Red Sox home game.
Well, and again, they prove that you can have a fucking hell of a AEW in fucking Ranger Stadium in Reliant Stadium. Show that you can put on a hell of a fucking show in a baseball stadium. You can absolutely put on a fucking amazing event.
But, so now Washington, the difference between Washington and Boston is roughly about 4,000 seats in the building. Okay, so you can have those ticket prices just a little bit different, but they're thinking more people will go to Washington, D.C.
Maybe I'm a dick, though, right, Gerard? Maybe I'm a dick because there's something to me going back to being a fucking child that a handshake and a fucking agreement should mean something. I got a sour taste in my mouth. Granted, I didn't want him to go to New Orleans. Granted, we could have gone to that, right? T-Pizzle, we could have gone.
I wanted him to go to New Orleans. I wanted an excuse to go.
We could have gone. We could have gone to New Orleans for that. We could have. Hell, we could go to Vegas, but I don't want to because I feel like it's bullshit. Hold on. I feel like that.
I might be there in Vegas though.
Hold on. I feel like there's something to be said about, you make your fucking word with somebody, you have a deal with somebody, then you honor that fucking agreement.
Shady.
We live in 2025.
We just watched a documentary and she wants to say something because we were talking. Have you ever? Say it. There's
Say
a
it,
documentary.
Trips, please.
There's a documentary that just came out called AKA Charlie Sheen, which is a really good watch for anybody interested in that.
Sorry.
No, so
He has the HIV.
no, he has whatever.
Oh.
So to Dan's point, so Charlie Sheen was offered a movie, one of his first movies, and he had to go to Philippines or somewhere. But he was asked to also try out and get in for Karate Kid, and they were going to give him the lead in Karate Kid, but they wanted him in lessons like the next day, and he had to leave to go out of town for this movie, and he wanted to blow it off. And Martin Sheen told him, "You already gave them your word. Your word means everything in this business. You have to honor your commitments," which ultimately worked out. But same thing.
Yeah, because we got a
They
better
hated
star
people. Right.
in Zapka.
Oh, they didn't want. They
The
want
true
Charlie.
hero Karate Kid. William
They didn't want
Zapka.
Charlie Sheen to be
They
Ralph
wanted
Macchio?
Charlie Sheen to play Ralph Macchio. LaRusso.
Oh,
But in essence, we got a better hero. We got William Zapka, who played Johnny Lawrence, the
Yep.
true hero of the Karate Kid.
what?
I was
talking about?
born in 2000. I have no clue what the fuck you guys are.
Are you kidding me? Are you Gerard? Really?
Listen.
You're gonna hold
You're
on?
talking
You're
about-
gonna
hold on.
sit there and
You're
say the
talking about
stories
a
about
guy-
that piece of shit, Daniel LaRusso?
Hey, you're talking. Hey, listen, you're talking about a guy who's
He's-
actually
hold on,
alive.
Daniel Russo, who stalked a girl, who interfered with a conversation, who instigated when Johnny's just trying to smoke a J, and about the least threatening thing in the world, he's fucking with Johnny Lawrence. Johnny Lawrence isn't doing anything; he's just smoking a J. Then he realizes after fucking LaRusso causes a 4-car pileup in the middle of the street, running through the fucking and on Halloween, he realizes it's up to him and his friends to stop this fucking menace to society. And then that. And local busybody and child batterer fucking Miyagi shows up and beaches up a bunch of teenagers. He's a piece of shit. That old fucking Mr. Miyagi's a piece of shit. Daniel Russo's a piece of shit. Williams, and then he
I
uses an
remember
illegal
the
move.
Jaden
Hold on,
Smith
hold on.
Karate Kid.
and uses an illegal move during the fucking tournament. The crane kick was an illegal move to win. And you know what Johnny does? As the bigger person, he grabs the trophy and goes, "You know what? Here you go, brother. You
He
won."
said, "You're all right, LaRusso."
Yeah, he gave it to him, even though Daniel LaRusso is a piece of shit. And
Don't
what did
talk
he
to me
do?
about that because listen, wax on, wax off. Sand the floor, paint the fence.
You can wax off all night long. That's what you do.
My favorite Karate Kid moment is when Jaden Smith, goes up to
Fuck
Jackie
him.
Chan.
And that's the biggest problem with that
And then he
movie. It
goes
wasn't
up
about
and then,
karate, it was about
then
kung
Jackie
fu.
Chan grabs his hand and he goes, "I can teach you kung fu."
Kung Fu.
It's like, wait a minute.
If it was named anything else but the Karate Kid, that would have been fine. It's Kung Fu. He's teaching him Kung Fu. That's
I'm
horse
teaching
shit.
him kung fu, and it's like, wait a minute, what's the
Horse
name
shit.
of this
Anyways,
fucking
back to what we're
movie?
talking about. I'm sorry. Got on a
Let's get
tangent.
back to hey, but the one thing.
Let's talk about AEW. Yeah, what they're doing.
Hold on. I want to get back to this thing I'm talking about.
Money.
Because I didn't finish this thing about Boston and stuff like that when it came to John Cena. So tomorrow night is in Springfield, Massachusetts. Springfield holds half of what Boston holds. Basically half. And they're going to do it tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night they're going to let the family go there and stuff like that. Here's the only problem with that. John probably had to buy the tickets. Because that's another avenue we need to explore, the fact of in all major sports, family members, a certain amount of tickets for the athletes are put to the side for their family members.
How much is John Cena making this year? How much is John Cena making this year? Hey, you want to say? Go on, come on, get it. Come on, tell me.
Hold on.
How
There
much
used to be a certain amount of tickets left to the side.
How much John Cena making this year?
Hey, listen, you put tickets to the side for the people who are making you the money. You put the tickets to the side for the people who are making you the money. Now you're charging those people.
You're not answering my question. How much John Cena making this year?
It's like Ricky Bobby, like he leaves 2 tickets for his dad.
You're telling me John Cena can't afford fucking $1,000 here and there for a fucking family?
Why should he? He's making the company the money.
Give a shit.
That boy leaves 2 tickets for his dad, and he
That
never
boy leaves
shows
2
up.
tickets for his dad at every race.
And he never shows up.
Hey,
let's sell these bitches.
I'm saying is though they've gotten. So
I got 2.
I got 2 here tickets.
They don't even let the performers, the people making the money, let their family come to the show anymore. You know what that used to be called? When they would give tickets, they give tickets to the people at the hotels.
They call that the Gerard Millette benefit. When's the last time you paid for a fucking show? I don't hear shit. You can't say shit.
I just said WrestleMania 14.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What I'm saying is,
okay,
they would give tickets to the people who work at the rent-a-car counters. Give tickets to the people who work at the hotels. Because guess what that would do? That would bring down
lose them fucking money and put them in a $4 billion hole.
What that would do for the boys is, hey, if I'm giving tickets away, I'm getting my room at a discount. I'm getting my car rental at a discount.
That's a good deal right there. Well, like look back when fucking Maven did a video. Maven did a video going backstage at AEW. He's talking to Daniel Garcia, and he was just like, "Brother, Maven here. Brother, I don't know like what's going on. Like, Tony Khan pays for your hotel," and then Daniel Garcia's like, "Yeah." The hotel's all paid for. And then Maven was like, "Brother, man, when we had to go in and, man, we had to pay for our own hotels, man, our own hotels." And Daniel Garcia just looks at him just baffled. Like, he's just like.
But the one thing Daniel Garcia doesn't get to do?
Draw money ever?
No. I was going to say is that's all tax write-off. So all those guys complaining, it's a tax write-off. Tony Khan.
Remember when Daniel Garcia was about to leave AEW and there was a big, bidding war between, NXT is going to pick him up. I don't know. And then Tony Khan offered him a shit ton of money, offered Daniel Garcia to do what Dan's doing in the corner, man. If we just if we just throw Dan out there, if we throw Dan out there, then there we go. We got Dan Garcia.
Oh, you missed that conversation earlier, Jacob. You missed that conversation.
I don't want to be a wrestler, Jacob. I've already taken a bump or two. I'm good. I'd rather. I told.
There you go. You're gonna fit in well in AEW, man.
If I ever wanted to be involved in the wrestling business, I would love to have been a booker, a manager, or a commentator. I would never want to fucking.
Me too. I'm the same fucking way, but I would love to be a wrestler, but I can't because I have asthma. But seeing what's happening in AAA and WWE, man,
Jacob, I'm glad you fucking showed up because we're going to transition into the fact that we have finally a new AAA mega champion. He's not the greatest luchador of all time, but he's friends with the greatest luchador of all time.
King of the luchadors. No, he's the king of the luchadors.
Dirty, stinky, smelly ass Dominic Mysterio. And his deadbeat fucking father of the Mysterio clan had to put that belt around the waist.
Can we talk about how great that was? How great he just he was cussing at him. He was like,
put that shit on me.
It was awesome. Dude, I was laughing my fucking ass off, and then Ray just had to sit there and when he was celebrating, you just see like Ray in the background just looking over, just all disappointed. But you can tell Ray was so proud. Ray was so proud.
Guys like me, we're already in bed.
Yeah, because you go to bed at 6 o'clock after you eat your blue plate special from fucking Ruby Tuesday.
Gerard.
No, not that at all. First of all. Sorry to say, guys, logging into YouTube is not the easiest thing in the world for me.
He's on a fucking YouTube program.
But like I said,
he's like, I can't. He try he sees the YouTube thing where you have to click it. You just have to press a button. He's like, oh, I'm done.
I could listen because I have special privileges to get to the show directly. I don't know how to find us on YouTube.
Just look up
I
Worlds
know Universal I know what it was, and it was a take on that, a father passing the torch, but they did it beautifully in that. And okay, this is me breaking the character.
We all know what it is.
It's beautiful because look. If y'all think that we really believe that fucking hold on, time out. Let's fucking take off the fucking mask here. Let's take off the fucking bullshit. If any of y'all really think that I don't know that Ludwig Kaiser is El Grande Americano, if I don't believe that Rey Mysterio loves his son, I get it, okay? It's a shtick. Fucking shtick.
And it's the main dude, and again, the commentary on this show alone
was not bad.
It was not bad compared to the other, but it was the funniest it's ever been.
Yes.
When Finn by the way, I feel for Finn Balor. Finn Balor has to be at the end of his contract, or he's just making a lot of money because
Or he's
I
having
cannot
fun.
believe. Yeah, it's like he has to be having fun with this shit because
Demonisca.
Demonito. Oh my god, the JBL
He just did a plunger. He just did a plunger.
What are you doing, you son of a bitch? It was the greatest thing I've ever heard. He's like, you monster.
I just did a tope on Demonica.
First of all, I don't know why they ever took JBL off commentary. I mean, but like again, now that we're in the TKO era, put him back because again, like when we're in the Vince era, we got to deal with all this fucking Maggle, ball game, Maggle.
JBL makes more in the stock market. So
dude, and again, he's going to deport all these Mexicans back. Like
that was one of the best. Okay, go back. Let's talk about JBL.
Let's talk about what Conan said. Hold on.
Before you say that, go back to one of JBL's best heel moments, where he went to the Gulf of Mexico and was kicking Mexicans in the ass.
Gulf of America.
He went to the Gulf of America and was literally kicking. I'm Hispanic. My father, from Mexico, laughed his ass off as John Bradshaw Layfield was kicking Mexicans in the ass. Get the hell! You see, Eddie? That's what I'm gonna do to you.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Don't be surprised if that guy doesn't do that in real life because he's a true redneck.
I know. That's what's beautiful about it. He was on commentary talking about fucking Dominic was coming out, and he was just like, man, he's like Mahatma Gandhi. He went to prison, he came back, and he's a hero. And you know what?
Damn it, Ray! You're over there attacking the people that are helping.
He's like, you're attacking the people. What the hell is wrong with
piece
you?
Of shit! You deadbeat
like,
dad!
You really are a deadbeat.
When his music would hit and his limo would come out, and you'd be like looking at the businessman John Bradshaw Layfield.
But he would do that two-step.
Oh my God!
You know what? Here you go. I can give you the perfect combination. He was a combination of the old Stan Hansen character mixed with Nick Bockwinkel. It was beautiful.
Oh my God, it's fucking hilarious. Like he was giving an interview and they were talking about Rey Mysterio and he was just all like, yeah, no, he's just a deviant, like who wears a mask? He's like a Phantom of the Opera. He's like Phantom of the Opera. He comes down here, he wears a mask, and he's a deadbeat dad. I knew he was a deadbeat.
Remember whenever he faced Rey Mysterio, he's a fucking terrorist. He's over here wearing a mask and all.
He's out here wearing a mask, he doesn't even show his face.
An inflatable T-Rex. What the fuck?
Yeah, and you know what's great about all this? The most racist line came from Conan himself, because like Laredo Kid was out it was Pagano. Pagano was on the fucking ropes, and like he's like, yeah, Pagano, he was trying to make sure that Kofi Kingston was making sure he had his papers because ICE is around the corner.
Jesus.
And then like you just hear dead silence like from JBL and Corey Graves for like a second, and then like that like not even like it was a good long time. You just heard dead silence.
You know what's funny is
Corey Graves just goes, open up a can of worms there, Conan. But yeah, Psycho Clown.
In 2025, these guys are worried about what they got to say on the mic. But how many times, Dan, that we talked about, you would hear Bobby Heenan, Jesse Ventura say something in that context back then, and nothing, and it was a riot.
Do you remember? Okay, do you remember a couple years back, Joey Styles got in a bunch of heat because he said,
"Mike Awesome."
No. He said something on the mic way back, and it was something about my co-host is going to do something that our new president would probably do, and grab. Somebody his co-host or co-commentator is something that the president would be grabbing right now, or something like that. And he got kicked off of MLW. He got kicked off of Flow Sports. Fucking that piece
Joey
of shit.
Styles hasn't commented since
Jakara with their fucking stupid shit kicked him off. I was like, dude.
Yeah, Joey
Jim
Styles
Cornette said it best. And I just reminded Jim Cornette.
It might have been Jim Cornette.
No. That was Joey Styles, because Jim Cornette commented and said, you're going to fire a guy who's a professional who made a joke about pussy grabbing but the president of the United States is the legitimate pussy grabber.
No,
You're going to
wait,
talk shit.
no, Joey Styles has been out of the game since he
No,
retired.
go look it up. I'll find it later and I'll show you.
No
It was
goddamn chance. No goddamn.
Well, listen,
I would have.
100%. 100%. I've watched. It was on a Jim Cornette thing. Now that I remember.
Hey, I'll go back.
Goddamn chance. I would have remembered this.
I will tell you. I'll show you. And then okay, Jim
I've been
Cornette.
saying for years, Tony Khan's a fucking idiot for not throwing fucking money at Joey Styles.
Well, now I'll tell you this. Jim Cornette has said some more pretty offensive shit too. Remember, he's the guy who got fired from NWA for saying, and I quote, something along the lines of, he's running faster than a fucking guy in Ethiopia carrying a bucket of fried chicken.
No, Trevor Murdoch, he can fight off a bunch of people from Ethiopia carrying a bucket of fried chicken.
Yes.
But hey, here's the thing with that though. Jim Cornette has used that joke many times before.
Now, the thing
it was
is,
a starvation joke.
They said the issue they had was that he said fried chicken. If he would have said anything with that, they would.
That's the
we
thing.
could have gotten
But he acknowledged that too. He was like, maybe I should have said something else,
like a sandwich or something like that. And he even snapped back quick. Was like, look, I'm saying it because of Starvin Marvin, who was from Ethiopia. And I'm like,
yeah,
nobody got the context.
He should have said spaghetti or something like that.
Nobody got the context, Jim.
Fried chicken.
Well,
fried chicken. Yeah, it kind of muddies the waters a little bit. But
yes,
the old
God, how good is fried chicken, man? Can I have
the
some
old
of that
fried?
right now? Fucking Alaska sucks, man. Alaska sucks. I can't get shit out here. I have to fucking just like dine on salmon and basic ass chicken thighs. Do you guys like chicken thighs? No, I don't either. I like breasts. I like drums. I like wings. I like fucking all that shit. No, all I got is chicken thighs out here. Fuck you, whoever fucking decided that in Alaska, man, or at least it's Skagway, Alaska.
Anyway,
I was gonna say,
sorry.
Back when Jesse was announcing,
angry,
and the way he would talk about Tito Santana,
the flying jalapeno.
Don't get me started.
And I get it. It was a different time. But some of that shit's fucking hilarious.
What about Ariba McIntyre? So I'm just saying it's just like
there are gimmicks that we'll never get over again, right? Go back to the fucking Mexico. Go back to the fucking Crime Time, the original gimmick for Crime Time, which was grab a 40, grab your 40 and pop. Grab a 40 and check your rollie. It's crime time.
It's crime time.
Let's just go
and
back.
All the vignettes were just them robbing people. It's fucking horrible.
Archie Bunker doesn't get over today.
No. I get it.
Comedy.
We evolved as a society, 100%.
When they had Woody Harrelson as Archie Bunker in that fucking special that they did where they recreated All in the Family episode, I thought that shit worked, bro. Like you can bring that shit back nowadays.
To go back to that now, what we're talking about.
We're supposed to be incognitus.
So we go from the Saudi Arabia blood money, because that to me now, that's what this is. Now it's really blood money.
Let me ask you this, Gerard. Have we gotten too critical? Have we gotten too critical to a point where we just can't fucking laugh at shit anymore?
Oh, that part. Listen. No, you know what it is? People don't have spines anymore to where they can take it as because you know what's sad to me is, okay?
Yeah, thank you, Universal. That's what I was talking about when it was Evolve.
I'm a big Sanford and Son fan.
I'm a big dummy.
I'm a big Jefferson's fan. What did George Jefferson call his daughter-in-law? A zebra.
I can't say that word, apparently.
No. He would call his daughter-in-law a zebra. Part of the comedy, okay? Let those roles have been reversed. And I'm saying is, so where the criticism to me, the thing that gets me is the fact of it's either wrong all the time, okay, and don't use it. And it shouldn't matter the people saying it. It should be wrong all the time. Today, in today's society, we pick and choose. We pick and choose when it's wrong, but it shouldn't be picked and choose. It's either wrong all the time.
It's got to be wrong all the time or none of the time.
No, correct. Never mind the content. It's either wrong all the time or wrong at all. And it shouldn't go by, if I'm saying it, you're saying it, Jacob's saying it, the guy in the corner saying no. Because it seems to me racism is only a one-way street here. It's only racist when
Gerard
white
Barrett
people
says
like
it.
myself are saying something, but when it's reverse racism.
No, I would
Nothing's ever
absolutely
said.
agree with that to an extent. I would absolutely agree.
And when it comes into the wrestling world and stuff like that, you have we've done a comedy skit on this.
You mean where we wore the do-rags and we're paying homage to do-rag Vince?
Don't you think that skit wasn't rehearsed, or he brought it up to somebody, said, "Can we do this?" and that person okayed it because he knew it was for comedy? It was a comedy skit. He did. Listen, I don't believe he ever wanted to offend anybody with it either, because why? Offending people is not great for ratings. I mean, sure, some of his book, and let's go back to this with this money thing. In every building the WWE ran under Vince, you have to keep a couple sections. He wouldn't care if it's 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections, affordable for families. I don't care how you do it. I want the average family to be able to come in and afford tickets. What TKO has done has taken that average family, average person.
Argue with this. Do you think that TKO has taken the soul out of WWE? Have they turned them into a machine?
You have killed the hardworking family from going to your show.
So this is where I will argue that AEW has an opportunity here.
Dan, can I, before you just said they have an opportunity. I said to somebody the other day, WWE announces WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, whatever the date will be. We know it's going to be in 2027, right? AEW should find some way to get into Madison Square Garden the exact same weekend. You want to
go to New Orleans? Go to New Orleans.
We're talking 2027. Find a way to book their biggest building while they're overseas.
That's not a bad idea, because Vince, it's Vince's fault. I know they were moving into stadiums, and 30 was
or the Barclays Center or wherever you want to get into.
Well, what I'm saying, 30 was meant to be. Everybody thought it was going to be in MSG because they were going to do in increments of 10, and they didn't. So maybe there's still some bad blood there. You think?
Think
you
about
get
that,
AEW at MSG?
Remember, where was the very first AEW show? Technically. Because they were all independent, and Cody booked the show.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was in Madison Square Garden.
No,
as an indie show.
The original All In was in Chicago.
No, not the original All In. I'm talking about the largest independent show ever.
Yeah, that was All In.
That was All In. Yeah, it was in
Chicago. Madison Square Garden, I thought it was.
No, that was in Chicago. They had talks with MSG, but Vince made the fucking call the 13th hour and was like, "Hey," or the 11th hour, and was like, "Hey."
Ring of Honor in New Japan did the show.
Yeah,
I could have sworn Cody did that, but I'm just saying is though, Tony Khan, if you're listening, if you have any brain, when WWE books,
you're asking a lot.
Our stupid asses.
Book your show for MSG Barclays Center. Get to New York City that weekend and promote the hell out of a show.
I'm starting look again. I have a love-hate relationship.
I like the aesthetic that they have now, because booking the smaller arenas, going that route, having a residency, I like it. Like these last round of shows in the ACW arena looks good. I like the presentation of it. I like the entranceway. It looks good. But seeing Edge go out there and seeing fucking Christian Cage and trying to make this,
you will shut your mouth about your father.
Hey, here's a question for you.
You will shut. Hold on. You will shut your mouth.
You don't think Edge would want to be there trying to wrestle
I'm out
John
here conducting my business. You will watch your mouth when you talk about your turtleneck wearing father.
Hey, listen, I have nothing against Christian.
Yeah.
But seeing Edge out there, you don't think he wants to be a part of this John Cena retirement field? You don't think he wants
I think
to be
he's
John
cool.
Cena's
I think
opponent?
he's good. I think he wanted to go. I think what he wanted more than anything else to finish his career with Jay. I think he wanted to go and work with Christian.
He's the only one, and him and Christian, I can accept that because they're both Canadian. They're both nice.
Well, no,
dudes.
I also think if anything, I think he would want to be part of that Hardy's Dudley's final match.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't either, but I think that they would love to be part of that.
Why? Devon himself said like Tony's an idiot for not booking that. While Devon was like, I was ready to go. Bully was ready to go. You had the Hardys and you had Edge and Christian.
Did he have?
Well, I had this thought in my mind. Next weekend we got 2 shows.
Yeah.
Right now they're roughly 200 seats apart. One's up in Canada. One's in Indianapolis. They're 200 tickets sold apart. Okay? But the show in Toronto went on sale a lot earlier than the show in Indianapolis. In either one of your minds, do you say to yourself, wait a minute, hold on. If one show goes on sale earlier than the other show, shouldn't that show have a lot more tickets sold?
No, and here's the thing. God, why do you make me have to defend these fuckers? Why, Gerard? Why do you make me fight you? I really am going to fight you.
No, I'm only asking. Do you think?
Okay, so this is ultimately the truth. Here's the truth about AEW. For as much money as Tony Khan has, they do not have the machine that WWE does. They don't have the infrastructure that WWE does. Do I truly believe
that the sky is blue and water is
exactly? Wet. Do you think that do I think that Tony Khan cares about the wrestlers in AEW more than TKO cares about the wrestlers in WWE?
Yeah, I believe that. I
do. I think he's a weird guy, but I think
he's jerking off like he more than Vince ever did. He's jerking off to these fucking wrestlers.
I don't think that's the truth. I think ultimately. And when you hear him talk, God help me. I sat there and I've listened to a bunch of God fucking help me. I've sat there and I've listened to a lot of
Universal. What? Man, Universal just said something. Man, Christian's that's not his real name. What?
God.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
Isn't his real name Brian?
The fuck?
We have to end the show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Every time Edge talks out of kayfabe, he's like, "Yeah, no, me and Jay, yeah."
Right.
So
that's why I refer to him as Jay. That's just why I don't know his fucking real name. I don't care about his real name.
They've definitely experimented with each other's dicks.
So what I'm saying is, Jesus. What I'm saying is, in listening?
Sue me if that's not true. I can guarantee that that's true somewhere.
I'm just like what I'm getting at is. I don't know, but ultimately I feel like Tony is basically one of us who has money. He was a fucking mark-ass fan who loved him some ECW, who gets to fucking basically play with real live action figures right now because he owns a company that his childhood fucking heroes are fucking in. And you know what? Which one of us would say, if we had the opportunity to book our favorite stars, would say no to that opportunity? I can't fall.
Okay.
Do I think he's on Adderall sometimes? Yes. Do I think he needs to fucking not do too much?
Sometimes.
On the same avenue to that, I'm going to tell you, do I believe Vince McMahon ever planned on making the company what it is today the business way? I don't think he ever planned on making it the business way.
Leland, thank you, you beautiful, beautiful bastard. Thank you so much for that comment. Shut your face, Gerard. Leland Patterson.
Put out.
Did you put that comment up? Leland Patterson for the fucking win over Gerard.
No, I saw you
Jerry
put out.
Mullet. Fucking Jerry Mullet. You're wrong.
No.
Okay, so can I ask this?
Can you answer that one, Jacob?
When has that ever happened when was the last time AEW had a sellout?
Legit.
Legit.
The first All Out in London?
Yeah, maybe. But like, well, that's related too. Will Ospreay got a tattoo of it, and it was wrong, and he had to recorrect it. So shows.
Well, listen, I'm glad you're going to go to AEW because can we talk about what got leaked out this week?
Well, can we talk about? Hold on, before we get to that, can we talk about why you fucking look? I don't hate AEW. I'm very upset with some of the decisions they make. But why do we? Why
we all know you don't hate AEW, Dan.
There are times when I want to boycott that shit. I do not like Mercedes Moné. I can't. I'm not a fan. But do we have to look? You're going to tell me that WWE is making these great decisions right now because they're not.
Listen.
So what is AEW doing?
They got 9 billion reasons not to make great decisions right now.
What is AEW doing that's better? What we have fucking Daniel Garcia.
You can go to an actual AEW event.
Yeah.
What's
I'm
up?
just saying is though,
I
unfortunately,
said, Jacob, you can actually go to an AEW event.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. That's great, but like I'll put a sign up and says, "Hey, watch me shit," and then that's $5, and then you have the other like, "Hey, I'm gonna take a crap off of."
You're going to tell me there's not one thing, and you said it yourself. You talk out of both sides of your mouth. You'll say it in one breath. One breath, you'll say, the stuff they've been doing at the ECW arena isn't bad, and it's okay, and you're digging it.
The presentation isn't bad because
then-
that's where they should be.
Okay,
They should
and
be
then-
there permanently.
And then you're also saying, well, if I take a shit, it's the same as AEW.
well, Dan,
Yeah, but like again, if you polish they have Hangman Page as their fucking champion. You can't get better than that. Like that's the thing.
Well, watch this.
You took a shit on
WWE
the
has
side
Seth
of the
Rollins as their world champion.
road. Okay, well you're gonna ask me to defend Seth Rollins?
What?
Who gives a shit about Seth Rollins? No one gives
Exactly.
a shit about Seth Rollins besides Triple H.
But people legitimately give a shit about you are the reason. I thought about this.
Both sides suck.
2 weeks ago, I'm
Both
glad you brought that up.
sides
Hold
suck.
on, I'm glad you brought this up. Finally, I just remembered. It's your fault. It's your fucking fault. Jacob, it is Jacob Jacoby Lionel McGovern. It is your fucking fault that I has started liking Hangman Page, and I can't stand you for it because of all the hate you put on him. I went back and hold on. AEW put out a video on this platform on YouTube. It was the rise and fall of Hangman Page, and it was everything that
about
him.
I'm a
shut your
man.
whore mouth. You shut your whore mouth right now. It is your fucking fault that I started liking Hangman Page. Now you're in timeout, Gerard. What were you going to fucking say?
I was going to say about the leaked video this week of somebody's certain wedding hanging out with a guy he's supposed to be feuding with.
Yes. Listen.
Wait. Hold on, Gerard. Who?
Let me say
MJF.
this before. Let me point this out. Let me point this out. You kick me out of the stream. Let me point this out.
I'm not kicking you out of the stream. You're in timeout. I'm fucking with you.
No. Kick me out of the stream because I have a lot to say about this. When you have a wedding, when you have a wedding, you really want the pictures of the bride and the groom. You really want like to experience that moment, the beautiful moment between the two of you. And like, this is a day immortalized in history. And what better way to have the fucking candy kid billionaire in front of you in the big picture smiling, and like it's just like, man, it's beautiful, man. When you and Trips, like, you guys are already married, it's beautiful. So if you guys ever have a ceremony,
we did. It was on the beach. It was beautiful.
Oh man, well, have it if you guys whenever you
was your worst enemy. Was your worst enemy there? Shaking hands with you?
Whenever you renew your vows, man, like let me just be there in the middle of your photos, man, just in the middle, right there.
I would actually I would actually love that.
Right there. Well, I know you would, but like, who else? Like, fucking.
Hold on. Would you have a problem? It was in our wedding photos.
I know Trips wouldn't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying.
Now, if Gerard was there, we'd fucking lose our shit. But no.
See, but like, you have this
you're at the steakhouse.
Middle of all these photos.
You still have the photos of us at the steakhouse? Yeah. We should so put those up one of these days.
I was gonna say, you take the photos of that?
Get your photo on Steakhouse.
I'll never be in the picture. My face would just be.
All right, so I'm sorry. I just need to talk about
like how giant fucking onion rings.
Every single photo you see from this MJF wedding, you see this fucking dork in the middle.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just throw something out there. You know that it's all fake, right? You know that they all don't really hate each other.
No. But here's the thing, though. For storyline purposes, wise. And I'll go back a little history.
And I'm with you. I think that kayfabe being dead is a big deal. I get you.
That's stupid. Like, yeah, kayfabe's been dead since fucking when. Like, kayfabe's been dead since 9/11.
Well, it's so. I'm just saying, it's so recent.
Went to his family's Facebook pages and pulled a lot of those.
That I agree, because again, look at the Rusev and Lana situation.
Say that. Please, because they don't listen to me. I've lost all control. Jacob,
hey, I love you and I listen to you all the time.
Jacob is a fucking menace. Who the fuck does that?
So my thing about that is this, okay? When you're in the position that you're in, you got to be telling people who show up. You got to be telling them because of what I do for work for a living.
If I tell you to do something, Gerard, do you hold on? Better yet, Jacob. If I tell you to do, hold on, Jacob. If I ask you to do something, do you ever listen?
Listen. Like,
His silence speaks 1,000 words.
I agree with what Trips just said because yes, like most of these pictures that got leaked out, like again, I don't give a shit about the fucking Hangman's there on MJF and they're supposed to be feuding. I don't give a shit about that because kayfabe's been dead for fucking years. I don't give a shit about that. What I care about is that Tony Khan was in the middle of all these photos, man. Like again,
because he was invited,
and he moved. The fucking can we talk about how he moved an event to go there? He moved the fucking ROH Death before Dishonor.
Okay.
He went on a fucking media call.
What did you?
On a media call.
Why? Why do you?
I have to move it. I have to move this
Jacob.
for a wedding. I'm going to a wedding. And we found out exactly what wedding he went to.
Jacob.
This fucking dork. This dork.
Jacob.
Was in the middle.
Jacob. Listen to me.
No.
Just listen. Wouldn't you want a boss? Wouldn't it be awesome if we all had a boss?
No, fuck my boss. I don't give a shit about my boss. Why the fuck would I want my boss?
Why do you want me to fucking? Why do you make me defend Tony Khan? Why the fuck do you do this?
Because you're my boss. You're my boss. Why are you
I'm not your boss. We're a 3-man group.
No, wait,
a 3-man band.
What you just said. I want you, the way he was screaming it, okay? Wait a minute. At work, you're my boss. In my private life, where you come to an event that I'm having, you will do it my way. I don't need to do it your way. Unless his boss paid for the wedding.
Wait, that's what if he did.
That's exactly that's where I was going to get to it. Tony Khan paid for this fucking wedding. You can sue me if that's not true.
I know what we're finding.
Tony Khan
put that comment up
for this. Jacob. It's like the episode of The Office when Michael Scott showed up to the fucking wedding and was like, well, I employ him, so I paid for this wedding.
Where?
Wait, where? What? Send me the link, you motherfucker. Don't tease me like that, Leland, all right? Because that's not true. Unless it's on fucking mainstream programming and I hear we're the 3-man band. I don't want to fucking hear it, all right? No, that's not true, and I would have known about it, Leland. You're a goddamn liar. But anyways, no.
You quit attacking the audience. Jesus.
I'm not attacking him. I love you, Leland. I'm not attacking you. I love you. But don't don't gaslight me like that ever again. But here's the thing.
Okay, hold on. Okay. We're never going to agree. We're always going to argue. It's probably what makes the magic.
Yes, you love Tony Khan and you want to be
I don't love Tony Khan, and I hate having to stick up for the guy when you're making what I would consider completely blasphemous statements that make no sense.
How is that blasphemous? How is that? Hold on.
You're trying to find. Look, if you would fucking give me a legitimate reason, but instead he's on Adderall, he's smuggling coke from the Caribbean, which he's not going to be able to do anymore because
that's legitimate. I can probably back that up. I probably know who he's buying from.
You have a guy who moved an event for one of his top stars.
He wanted to go to his wedding.
Because he wanted to go to his wedding.
And I bet you MJF specifically scheduled it on that day, and then Tony Khan was like, "Oh, I'll just move it. It's okay."
Yeah,
he didn't want Tony Khan at his wedding. He didn't want Tony Khan at his wedding.
Anyway, so we're gonna get
at your wedding. I don't know, like who the fuck, like.
We need to get. Okay, so
yeah, I will pay. I want to pay anyone who is at this wedding, bystander or not. I will pay cash money to hear the toast that he gave for this wedding. Yeah, I want to thank MJF and who's his bride? Alicia. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So I love MJF. He's our greatest star on Wednesday Night Dynamite. It's on Dynamite.
If you stop ranting right now, I will show you the bikini photos I found of Jessica Carr.
Don't threaten me with a good time because you're a liar. You're a fibber. But that's okay. But anyways, no, it's just like, here's my favorite superstar, MJF. He's on live Wednesday nights, Dynamite. Wednesday night on Dynamite. And,
Okay. Hold
we
on.
have Dynamite on TNT. Wait, no, we're not on TNT anymore. We're on TBS. Dynamite, and yeah, we're on Dynamite again. And let's get some more Dynamite.
Yeah.
And coach MJF.
Huh?
Look at your phone. If she can do it,
this is
you
the
can do it.
greatest city, and we're bringing a pay-per-view here, and this is great, and we're gonna have a
if one of you two can get it up.
Oh yes. You got it.
If she can get that up right now, we'll finally silence him.
Now, I just want to say, first of all, that anyone who shit talks Jessica Carr is, you're going down.
I will say this about Jessica Carr. I love her fucking emotion that she shows in the ring. I love that she 100% loves. You can tell by the way she refs, the way she acts, even the way she wrestles, how much she loves the business herself. And take no better fucking example. SummerSlam. When Gunther was pinned by CM Punk out of the ring, Punk is celebrating. When Seth Rollins came down there and hit Punk and everything that happened, she looked like she was about to be in tears. It was beautifully done. Whether that was real or not. Now, would you stop? Fucking stop. Trips is setting something up. Trips is setting up an image.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Trips is setting up an image. But before we do that, I do want to talk about what's actually on the fucking thumbnail.
I was going to say, we're an hour in.
And, we haven't talked shit about what's going on with WrestlePalooza with Cody. No one gives a shit. I didn't even know that he was wrestling McIntyre until the other day. I didn't even have inkling of it. Clearly, the other belt's not on the line. No one cares because we have AJ Lee and fucking Becky, and they're carrying that whole thing. Isn't it amazing that the matches that we legitimately care about at WrestlePalooza and coming up are all women? AJ Lee leading the top of that?
No.
Well, if she was wrestling by herself, it'd be one thing. I'm glad you bring up women though, and I got to give out props to Friday Night SmackDown when it was Tiffy Stratton and Jade Cargill.
Hold on, Jake. I'll do it for you.
Finally, a match that Jade Cargill was in that I think was booked the proper way. And the way she speared Tiffany Stratton through the barricade, and they both get counted out, and then Nia Jax gets involved.
Do you think that they are going to pull the plug on Jade Cargill?
After what I just saw the other night, they're taking it in a different direction.
Well, what I'm saying is, do you think, because her contract's coming up, do you think they're going to invest?
Get rid of her.
Are you ready for Leland to finally prove you wrong?
Cut bait, man. Oh man. Well, listen, man. Listen. Okay. I stand by what I said because unless they reunite on TV, yeah, they can take all the pictures they want. But unless I'm physically there in the middle, man, you got.
Oh, please! Hey,
oh
wait a minute, hold on.
All the nuts I would crush if I met all three of them.
Wait a minute,
but
you're disappointing me. You were just proven wrong, and now you're giving excuses.
Excuses.
Okay, all right. So listen,
admit you're wrong, Jacob. Be a big boy. Admit you're wrong.
3MB did reunite.
There you go.
But unless I see them reunite on an actual wrestling television show,
okay.
Unless I see
that ain't what you said,
TV, unless I hear the theme song, we're a 3-man band. I don't give a shit about what pictures they post on social media because it does not count.
But that ain't what you said.
And
that's
again,
you said.
I have to pull this show back because we're getting off topic.
Right.
Yeah.
We have 40 minutes to talk about the main fucking synopsis we're getting into. Okay. That women right now are running the WWE, and I couldn't be happier. Now, Jacob, against a better judgment, I'm going to ask you: What do you think about the current situation, the current storyline going in with Becky and AJ Lee? How she seems like she's fucking terrified of AJ. What do you think? How do you feel like that's going?
Well, first of all, the fact, like, I don't even need to talk about how Becky has just been ruined, like, from the stigma of her husband. You know, it just like it's just ugh. I get it. You know, it's like I said last week. You know, it's like she's the epitome of a girlfriend who just becomes her boyfriend. And it's just like she just
Except he's
absorbs
wearing
all
her
the
clothes.
she just absorbs all the negative traits of her fucking.
I would agree with that,
other.
except he's wearing her clothes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know because, but again, the fact that, like, again, this I was looking forward to this AJ Lee and Becky promo, and then it just, like, again, first of all, AJ Lee is my favorite of all time. Again, like I said, you know, she, like, 12-year-old me was fucking like creaming my jeans, you know, when I saw AJ Lee again for the first time in a long time. She looked the same. She was skipping around. When she started skipping around the ring, oh, Nelly. But
you know what? You're talking about that aspect of it, and I want to talk about something else.
No, I'm talking about the back and forth promo.
Hold on. Before she even started the promo with her, you forgot something. AJ Lee went away and she said it herself in the promo, because she had to, because she needed to. And when you sat there and you listened to her talk after 10 years, now, you know this, Jacob, you, myself, share a common problem that we are not always good to ourselves. We both have had some, let's just say, troubles mentally at times.
What are you talking about? I'm perfect.
He just still has one.
The way that she came out and said that she went and she got therapy, and that audience cheered for that. And they said, I mean, like they cheered for therapy. She talked about having a therapist. She talked about that she had mental health issues she needed to deal with, and how that audience, for everything that I can't stand about the current way society is and all the way they fucking try to push a narrative and what have you, I thought this was one of the most beautiful moments I've ever seen in wrestling, because she was almost in tears because they welcomed her back with open arms. They celebrated her struggles. They celebrated the fact that she had fought through all that, and the woman that left them is now better, stronger for it, and they still loved her. I watched that last Friday SmackDown, the aftermath of it, and CM Punk is crying because he will always be her biggest fan. But she got to come back carrying that Intercontinental title as a prop, as basically a shtick. But you see AJ Lee, AJ Mendez, the woman, being able to let all that out, and they still love her after 10 years. What about that, Jacob?
Well, so here's the thing with that. Like, I loved it because of what, like, it. First of all, like, the message in itself, like, it's fucking great. You know, everyone should go to therapy. You know, therapy. But it was nice in the fact that, like, even though, like, she still kind of, like, had that, like, crazy, you know, like, you know, crazy is my superpower bullshit. You know what I mean? So she still has, like, you could see it in her body language. Like, even when she first came back, like, when she was skipping around the ring and then she beat the shit out of Becky and then she was smiling and,
she hasn't
like, she
forgot the gimmick.
Her head and shit. What's up?
She hasn't forgotten the gimmick.
That's what I'm saying. So she immediately came back, like, snapped back into, like, what shit. Like, it wasn't like, that's what got me fucked up. That's why I said it was near and dear to my boners, because this was the first chick that I ever fell in love with in wrestling. And it just, like, immediately, like, I've never experienced a fucking shock like that in a long time as far as, like, a wrestling return. It just hit me. I'm just like, whoa, she looks like the exact same. She's doing the exact same shit. And then when she was like, okay, Becky, come and get it. And then she, like, did, like, the whole thing. And, like, she was, like, tilting her head and shit. It's good. And it's a good explanation because it's real life shit. Because we've been waiting for, ever since CM Punk came back, we've been waiting for this. At least I have.
Leland, what you just said was my favorite line. And I told Gerard this.
That was great. That was great.
That was my favorite line of the entire promo. I am your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Another great line was when she was just like, well, if you're wondering why your millennial parents were going crazy, It's like, yeah. It's like if I had a kid, I would be going fucking insane too. But
So
again,
here-
I'm not
here's
like my
my-
high school
here's-
counterparts. I didn't have a kid at 16. Fuck all you guys. Fuck all you. I'm just
Here's
saying.
my point on that.
I used a condom, motherfuckers. Sorry.
She
PSA.
left.
That's a PSA.
She left the business for all the right reasons for her. Because we've seen the opposites of this, and we can just go to Batista, to where she left to get herself better. So hopefully she could come back one day and be better. Okay? She didn't do something to where she went someplace else because, hey, no, I just don't want to do this no more. She could not mentally do what she wanted to do anymore. Physically, we all say, yes, take one look at her, nothing wrong with her physically, nothing. But the mental and emotional part, and, the toll it could take, as we all know, that kind of stuff, we don't know what was going through her mind and her body at that
We
point.
don't, Gerard, but we have an idea of something with some of the stories they talked about her getting a hotel room and what she was planning at one point, even while she was married to Punk. Like it's scary. But I think that she is a role model for girls right now that desperately need somebody. Leland said it himself. My daughter is 7. I showed her the video of her return. My daughter said, "I don't like spiders, but I like her spider."
She makes it cool. But my thing about it is like this. The way they had her come back, the way they had her talk. To get through the promo, I give her more anything she said through the promo, I give her more props getting through the promo. Because how many people could have got through it? And I'm going to tell you, she has a fan of hers sitting at home right now, ready to be a mom.
Yep.
How much
like,
mentally was that going through AJ's mind 10 years ago when she was starting her relationship with her husband? Maybe she found out she couldn't do certain things in her life. That pours it on even more. We've had this discussion a couple weeks ago when it comes to stuff like that. And I'm saying is to have her come out, cut the promo, get through the promo. The crowd helped her get through that promo. So kudos to that crowd because the crowd could have took it in a different direction.
And we've seen that happen.
We've seen it happen.
What I want to say about the AJ Lee coming back and the whole interaction with her and Becky, I don't think that Becky needs to be this scaredy cat character. I don't. I think it would be more compelling if it's Becky being the man character. Like, this is my house now. This is what I've built this, and them coming to blows. I think that's a better story.
You understand the reasoning behind it.
We kind of got a bit of that, like in the promo,
I didn't
the back and
leave.
forth thing.
The thing is, a lot of these women realize if I didn't leave, you wouldn't be who you are.
Well, again, that goes back to your boy John Cena. Brock Lesnar said, "If I didn't leave, there would be no John Cena." There was some validity to that.
There is.
Now let me go into detail.
I told you, John. I told you, Stone Cold doesn't leave. There's no John Cena.
Well, not for a while.
Remember, this guy was about to be fired.
Fair.
But
what I want to get into is, again, back to the main point of all this. That was a wonderful fucking segment about, and look, I get it. When is the last time you would say that CM Punk was an afterthought? And in this particular instance, CM Punk is a fucking afterthought. He's great with it because it's his wife.
And where's another instance where he's going to be glad to be in an afterthought?
When was the last time you saw?
I've never seen that man smile harder in my whole life. Like
because it's real.
Dude, just seeing him just smile when AJ Lee returned and just seeing the smile on his face and just seeing how he fucking when she grabbed the title, just see he was literally in tears. It's great. This has to be the end of Seth and CM Punk. And if it's not, then I am going to drink motor oil because this is fucking bullshit. This should not be happening anymore.
Is it me or once Seth and CM Punk got involved in the promo lost steam?
Absolutely, I think it did.
Absolutely.
What does that have to go to say?
all-
What does it have to go to say for the two women were in the ring? Usually men pick up a segment.
Because it right now is that, we've talked about a women's revolution that has been going on. And again, I don't think Stephanie started it. I think if I'm going farther back, I think AJ started that. I think Paige started that. I think Emma started that in NXT. They did an amazing job almost, again, 10 years ago. And we're finally seeing the fruits of that labor so far as to go. And another match I do want to talk about, Kairi Sane. I'm sorry. Io Sky is taking on Stephanie Vaquer, which leads into another situation with other women. I love this new Asuka gimmick they got going on, where she sits there, she starts cussing at her at whoever it is, whether it's Rhea, whoever, in Japanese, and then you have shy ass Kairi saying, going, I'm so sorry, Kairi. And she goes, okay, bye. And she leaves. I think I love this gimmick. I love where they're going with it. Io has done it on her own. The whole, everybody, I would argue Io is the best performer in WWE right now, even more so than Rhea. And I love me some Rhea Ripley, but I think bell to bell, for all your money's worth, you have yet to see an Io Sky, which I like to refer to her as Io Shirai, but an Io Shirai match that has been bad. From her time when she was wearing the bodysuit NXT to the time now where she's been more colorful with damage control, you have yet to see her have a bad match. She could look. We talk about Kenny Omega, Shawn Michaels, these guys that could wrestle a fucking broom and have a 4 or 5-star classic. Io Shirai should be considered in that top upper echelon of fucking wrestler.
Here's a question for you: when Liv Morgan comes back off the shelf, when Naomi finally comes back, when was the last time we could have these talks? And you're not talking about your Charlottes. You're not talking like Becky's in a tag match. You're talking about these young and upcoming women to where it's like these young women are about to blow by. Do you
remember months ago, Gerard, I mentioned that Bayley went back down to NXT, and it felt like she had lost a step because
the promo that she's doing right now?
I'm digging it.
Horrible.
You're digging
it.
I'm digging
that.
I'm digging
Jacob,
a little bit.
Do me a favor.
What is wrong with you?
Whenever you get a chance to, just go back and watch Jake Roberts' Do You Trust Me videos with the Ultimate Warrior.
It's very similar to that.
No, it's fucking retarded. It's like when fucking Jeff Hardy was in TNA and we would hear his inner thoughts.
You gotta go back and watch.
Hold on, Jacob. You're a student.
No,
of the
it's
game.
like when we could see the warrior in the mirror.
Stop.
Like when we could see
Jacob,
the warrior in the mirror.
Time out. I need you to think outside the box a little bit, right? You may not like Bayley. You may like her ass, and I get that.
I love Bayley. I love her ass. I love everything
but
about
what
Bayley.
I'm saying is, Bayley has shown in these promos an ability that she hasn't shown in a very long time. She's always been cut and paste. I'm Bayley with my inflatable Bayley buddies, or I'm dummy, or whatever the fuck, or was ding dong, ding dong.
That's dummy. Yeah, no, that was a gimmick that actually got over.
But she was doing ding dong, and it was, again, she was always right there. I think this might have a little bit of gas to it. And let's wait before you start criticizing.
Which Bayley do we get?
It's been going on for 6 weeks. What do you mean before you start criticizing? How long has this shit been going on?
Jacob,
what Bayley do we get in the ring? I get that.
Who cares? Send her to AEW. Go with Mercedes. Who cares?
I care. We're having a discussion. Can you have an open mind?
No, I don't, because this has been going on for fucking a month.
And when you're wrong,
sucks.
Okay, so how do you feel about the Jey Uso heel turn?
There's a Jey Uso heel turn? Who the fuck cares about Jey Uso? Who the fuck cares? Who cares?
Fuck.
What, we're going to get the Usos? We're going to get the Usos against fucking who else? Who are they fighting right now?
The Bronies.
Yeah, who cares? What? Oos. Yeah, no, we got to get back together, Oos, even though I've been,
Did you not like the promo? Did you not like the promo that they did?
No, because I don't watch any Jey Uso promos. I don't give a shit about Jey Uso.
They can come out on the show and have Chelsea Green stripped naked in the middle of the ring. He would fight.
Then I'll watch that. Then they'll get fucking ratings. Who cares?
You find something wrong with it.
Chelsea Green's hanging out with Ethan Page on NXT, and that's great. They're fucking going against Canada versus USA. That's a classic storyline.
Jacob, you got to look. If you're going to have a conversation, Jacob, you got to go back and forth. You can't keep talking over him. Right. You got to give him a chance.
Gerard.
No, you would find something wrong with that.
No, I wouldn't. No, because we have Chelsea Green with Ethan Page on NXT. That's where they move Chelsea Green. That's fine. But to have the the fact that the Usos are coming back together and this is a big deal, and
it's Jay Uso. One show. I think they're done after Revolution because if you saw what Jay did,
they already did this.
No, if you saw what he did to LA Knight, then they're only coming back for one match, and that one match is going to be a swerve. There's going to be a swerve or something like that. And that LA Knight's going to probably get involved. But I'm just saying, is the fact of
this. But Jacob, to Gerard's credit, this could be the end of what you hate about Jay the most. 4 letters, 1 word, dumb.
Somebody bring up the fact of his past couple of shows. He's not wearing the Yeet glasses anymore.
He's not.
Well, I mean, that's beautiful, but again, they've already done this. They've already brought the Usos.
They did this with the Roman Reigns stuff, and everybody hated Roman.
Turning Jay heel is not going to do a goddamn thing. It's going to go back to the way it was. And
you're setting up. Remember, you know what they're setting up right now, right? They're starting to set up Survivor Series. So by doing all these changes right now, you're starting to set up Survivor Series.
Ugh.
Because if you saw the promo that Solo Sikoa cut the other night, there's gonna have to be a thing. And what, you don't think Roman Reigns will be back for Survivor Series? I'm saying is that they're churning the wheels.
My thing is this: how many times, if you're going to where I think you're going, Gerard, I don't need to see the bloodline in a 5th fucking War Games. That I will agree with Jacob on that.
Can there just be like a sickness that just takes all the Samoans out the fucking match cards, like when Roman Reigns got the bumps that one time?
You want to know what I would find very interesting as far as a change in scenery, if we could pull it off and they can get some more members. I would love to see a Judgment Day versus the Vision, something different.
Ugh.
Here's the thing. Okay.
All these factions suck.
Which one would you want to go over?
Well, I'm really like the Judgment Day.
I want my bowel movements to go over.
If you make it a mixed,
they'll never do that.
I think that would, but of course the women would only go after the women, and men would stay after the men.
You can't have a War Games like that, Gerard.
Why not?
Well, it'd be great.
The women
they did
wrestle the women in the middle and in the same match.
Do 5 on 5. 5 on 5.
3 and 2 on both teams.
Women.
3 and 2 on both teams. The women just could not touch the men, and vice versa.
You can't do that.
Oh, I'm saying. Well, here's the thing with we're acting like we're talking about the Judgment Day. We're talking about fucking like. This is a group.
Okay, so let me run that down. Do you not like Finn Balor?
No, I don't think fucking WWE likes Finn Balor.
Okay, but do you like Finn Balor?
Yeah, I love Finn Balor.
Okay.
I like
Roxanne Perez?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like do you like JD McDonough?
No.
Okay. You like Dominic Mysterio?
Uncanny Valley looking to me. He looks like a fucking Tim Burton character.
Do you like Dominic Mysterio?
Yeah, of course. What the fuck? Yeah, he's the new AAA Mega Champion.
Do you like Raquel Rodriguez?
Yes, I do. I know you guys don't.
Okay, and honorary. Let's talk about some honorary mentions. Do you like El Grande Americano?
Yes, but here's the thing.
No, here's the thing. You like almost everybody in the Judgment Day, but you're shitting on it.
Let's talk about the Judgment Day for a second. This was a satanic cult group that was led by Edge, and now it's a group of cholos.
Didn't work.
And now it's a group of cholos.
Yeah, so they should be right up your fucking alley.
No, because again, I dealt with all these motherfuckers in high school. I dealt with all these fucking weirdos that would dance around.
So your dislike of the Judgment Day leads back to trauma you suffered in high school.
No, it's not trauma. I just thought these motherfuckers were douchebags. I never let them I never talked to them, so I didn't.
But you like them. You like a majority of the characters in the group.
Well, I like the women, yeah, because I'm a dude. I mean,
and you like Finn, and you like fucking the new AAA Mega Champion. And you like Grande
Yeah, because
Americano.
but like what they're doing to Finn sucks. The fact that they like the only
But you
thing
still
they have
like
for
Finn.
Finn is
That fucking Demonito thing was fucking cool. They're selling
Yeah,
the
it was
puppet
cool
now.
because it's a joke comedy thing.
But they're
Look how
selling the
Finn
puppet
Balor
now.
was booked. Look how Finn Balor was booked years ago.
Can you not just enjoy wrestling for what it is?
I enjoy wrestling for what it is, Dan. You're acting like I don't give a shit about like that. I don't like comedy wrestling. I love.
You
comedy
just said
wrestling.
you don't give a shit. That was half the show.
I don't give a shit about Demonito for Finn Balor. That's what I meant.
How dare you? That
Because that's
fucking
retarded. I'm
that
sorry.
puppet
That's just straight up
risked
dumb.
his life.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. Well,
What about
Constantino?
What about Mr. Iguana? What about the iguana? How about that?
Well, Laieska is he's fine. Okay, so we're not dealing
is he
with
though?
that.
He could have got injured.
Yeah, he could have gotten injured, but that's okay. He's not, so we're fine. We're talking about the dumb shit with Demonito. All right,
But
Mr. Iguana
you're
is a
concerned
national
about-
treasure, and I won't deal with that. I won't deal with the slander. All right. You know, he had Lola Vice on his fucking team. You know, it was beautiful. Like, look at, she was shaking her ass. It was, it was awesome.
You're like 15 different ways from Sunday with your fucking opinions, and I love you for it.
Am.
But exactly, but fuck. Anyway, we're setting up for fucking WrestlePalooza. I love I love where fucking they're going with the fucking Kabuki Warriors. I love this character with Asuka yelling, cuss him out in Japanese, walk off, and of course you have Kairi saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and out of nowhere just hear that fucking Kairi.
Well, the sad part, the biggest sad part about this is just
Everything about it.
No, they're carrying over everything for Australia. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Rhea obviously has to be somewhere in this big picture going into.
I think I know where we're going. Would you like to hear?
Yeah, good.
I think Asuka's going to cost Io Sky the world title, and we're going to have Stephanie McCare win it. And I think when we go to Perth, it's going to be Rhea. It's going to be Kairi or Io against Kairi and Asuka.
Why has Stephanie just disappeared from programming?
I think she got sick or something. I don't know. She was on last week.
And they dropped a big ball on her.
I think it's because Nikki Bella. I think Nikki Bella has been on TV. And I think that she doesn't want someone who looks way better than she ever did in the ring. Like, how do we I think I said this last week. Like, how does the trainers tell this to all the wrestlers? Like, hey, Sol Ruka, you're one of the best in the whole division. You look great. You have physically the best look. You're the best champion we got physically on the NXT roster. But, you can't be booked on the show because we got to have Nikki Bella.
Well, to be fair, don't you think? Well, first off, Sol Ruka's storyline with Delta or Zarya isn't even close to being done yet. Secondly, do you not think she would get caught in the shuffle right now? Like, there's so much talent right now.
What shuffle is there? There's AJ Lee that just showed up and she killed the whole division. Now everyone's rooting for her. Zelina Vega? What
did I say last week, Dan?
What, Julia's the United States champion? What are they doing with her?
So, Jacob, last week I said it to Dan, and I can't remember if you were on when I said this. Unfortunately, I gave him the baseball analogy where you have this guy ripping the cover off in AAA. He gets brought up to the majors. In the first 10 games, he has one hit and 40 at-bats, okay? For some of these NXT talents, you don't want them to come up unless you know for a fact when they make that main roster jump, you're never sending them back down again. That's where WWE's now. That's what they've gotten now, though, to where I would love to see Sol Ruka on the main roster.
I do think, Gerard, that Sol Ruka will be in the Royal Rumble.
I'm saying I would. She was in last year's.
Was she?
Yeah. My thing is,
did you say that Sol Ruka is a better that Nikki Bella is a better athlete?
No. What I'm saying is,
no, not at all.
No, what I'm saying is, some of these people that they're bringing back in for nostalgia purposes, they're doing it so they don't have to call up these other people and send them back down if they don't fit.
Well, I also think it's a money thing. I think that there's still,
Yeah.
and again, Jacob, you said your mother herself was a big fucking Total Divas fan. I think that those millennials that we talk about are still fucking Total Divas fans out there.
Let me ask you
And
this.
you know what sucks? She doesn't like the Bellas. She doesn't like anyone. She loves Natty. And
Why?
That's something else I do want to talk about.
Saw when dude, I told her, I'm like, my mom's not a wrestling fan at all. Not a wrestling fan at all. I'm just like, well, Natty's wrestling right now and Worlds Collide. I literally sent her the link and she watched it. She was like, why? She's like, why isn't she the champion right now? And my mom doesn't know about wrestling. She doesn't fucking know shit. She's like, why isn't she the world champion?
I want
And
to
I'm
talk
like,
about that match, and I want to know what the deal is because we have been talking for a couple months now. I feel like that the Natalia we're getting, the one that faced Fabi Apache on Friday night, that is the Natty we've been fucking screaming for, and we're getting it in AAA. What the fuck?
I don't know what's going on. I have no clue what's going on.
Go ahead, Gerard.
Something has to be.
Hold on, go ahead, Gerard.
Why, after 10 years, AJ comes back? She was best known during the Divas era. Is she the only diva the fans technically still care for? Natty has lost her steam with the mainstream crowd. Okay. What made AJ so special to where all the other women from the diva era lost their connection to the
I
crowd?
can tell you exactly what it was. She was actually legit. And when she popped the female version of the CM Punk pipe bomb, when she called them all plastic Barbie dolls and all that, that resonated with women and young girls that like again go back to the AJ the story of AJ. Hold on.
I was gonna say, how did she start in the wrestling business?
As a kid, fucking loving, like there's pictures of her with Lita, there's pictures of her, like the only closest thing I can give you right now to someone who's even close to the story of AJ Mendez is fucking Roxanne Perez. There's a picture of her
Or
with
MJF
fucking,
too. You can take MJF, you know.
but again, you have this girl who loved wrestling. She didn't want to be a diva. Like AJ Lee was never in wrestling to be a fucking diva. Gerard, you know this. There is a cadence that you do that I even learned that very first day that I took a bump. When you walk into that ring, you clean your fucking feet. You're stepping on hollow ground. The first thing I noticed on that SmackDown, AJ Lee walks up there, she cleans her fucking feet before she gets in that ring. Because much like the character of Gunther, it is hollowed holy ground to perform your art on the canvas.
Rhea Ripley does it too. She's one of the only ones.
And so now the other thing I'm going to mention, because he mentioned Nikki. Why is the crowd sometimes so against Nikki?
Because they're tired of this chick coming back and taking a spot when there's real fucking talent.
Because she never technically ever earned her spot.
No, she was
given to her.
Again, it goes back to what Jacob said last week, and it's something that AJ said during her fucking promo. Talent in the wrestling business is not sexually transmitted.
Well, I mean,
it's the only thing.
Their father-in-law found them out of a fucking magazine catalog. That's how they got discovered. That's how they got into the business. Because they're now father-in-law, who again cheated on his fucking
No
wife.
longer father-in-law. Really, they got divorced. Well,
again, I mean, he cheated on her while she was, dying of cancer. Anyways, it's everything's great. Yeah. Let's get.
Here's the deal. Then explain this. Why was it that, in my opinion, her sister took the business far more serious and tried to really elevate her craft?
Because she married a vegan wrestler who took the business seriously more than anyone has ever taken it.
Let me ask you this.
Brie, though they were both on Total Divas, Brie respected wrestling to the same degree, and Nikki looked at it as a launching pad. My opinion.
Yes, I agree with that. But
I'll tell you why. Because one of the husbands.
One at a time. One of y'all.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this.
Hold on. Gerard, go ahead.
One of their husbands was on the top of the card. The other husband actually had to have the fans push him to the top of the card. Brie Bella had to work her ass off the same way that Daniel Bryan had to, because the fans knew she wasn't sleeping her way to the top. Sorry, I hate to say it. The worst thing that could have ever happened to Nikki Bella was she got into a relationship with the guy at top. She had to not only prove to the locker room that she deserved to be there, she had to prove to the fans that she deserved to be there. And you know what she never did? She never proved to the fans she deserved to be there. And every time the fans are going to give it a shot, what she do? Took her sister and stabbed her in the back. You don't turn on family no matter what the thing is. She turned on her sister, but even though her sister was the better of the two, always was. Her sister was the better of the two.
Yeah, I mean, Gerard said pretty much everything I was going to say, basically. Yeah, I mean, like, it was obvious that Brie was the better of the two physically, like, in the ring, and, like, that's why they had the Brie Bella Stephanie McMahon storyline, because, like, they didn't trust Nikki in that spot, obviously.
Well, I'll also say that Nikki was was not nearly as close to fucking Brie on the mic. Brie sold it on the mic in a way that Nikki never
Brie
had the
could talk.
opportunity or could do, in my opinion. And again, I go back to what we've been talking about from the jump here. How incredible is it that we're talking about women right now? We're talking about women being the most important aspect of wrestling in that company. Enough so that it's led most of the discussions that we've had the last couple of weeks.
Hey, Dan.
It's the same thing with the I'm sorry, Gerard, but it's the same thing. Like,
to bounce off that, what we just talked about, Nikki and Brie, the fans saw it all over Total Divas, how glorified Nikki was in Total. That should have been called Nikki Bella and Friends.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I'm just bringing up because what Dan just said. Like, look at the talent in NXT right now. Just look at the male talent. Like, what? They got Obafemi, Ricky Saints, and that's it. Like, those are the only two worth a damn. But you look at the women. Javon, I forgot about Javon Evans. Javon Evans is fucking great. For the fact that this motherfucker is younger than me, and, like, again, like, he's a kid at this point. He's basically, he just turned 21, right? He can't even drink legally, basically. Like, and he's killing it. Like, we got Ethan.
You can't
Page.
drink legally either.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like we got Ethan Page, we got Javon Evans, we got Obafemi and Ricky Saints. That's it. We got the core four right there. And then all these women in NXT are just blowing, like, most of the women in the fucking main roster out of the water. We got Sol Ruca, we got Kalani Jordan, we got Jordan Grace, I got Scooby-Doo, Royden Race. We got Royden Race there.
Lola Vice.
Blake, we got Blake Monroe, Lola Vice, like, all these great women that are just out there. And of course, the greatest general manager of all time, we have Ava. Like, can we talk about Ava?
How can you read my mind, you little fuck? How dare you read my fucking mind?
We got Ava, man. She's great. Every time she delivers a promo,
could you look up the quote that Ava made that has gotten her in so much fucking heat? Because we're about to close the show out. And
let's talk about that before we leave.
We're going to talk about that, and then.
Was this off the cuff one, like not part of the show, or?
This was that.
We're going to talk about what Ava said.
We're going to talk about what Ava said.
Was it part of the show, or?
No, it wasn't part of the show. This is her.
Okay.
The greatest general manager in the history of WWE,
here she comes. Here she comes. I want you to hear this.
All right.
I've actually been curious because I really want to hear what Trips has to say about this.
Okay. So her initial quote about Charlie Kirk's death was, "If you want people to have kind words when you pass, you should say kind words while you're alive." So she started to get pushback on that and criticism from that because she shared it on her Instagram story, I guess. So she doubled down and she said, where'd it go? I just saw it. Okay, there we go. She responded with, "And I'll stand behind this. Be kind now more than ever."
So that's not nearly as bad as some of the stuff I've seen, and I get what she's saying, but I don't. So look,
it's tone deaf.
Yes, it's very tone deaf. I'm going to put this out there. We talk about wrestling. Okay, we talk about our feelings about what I would consider a sport that is also entertainment that we all love. Tragically, this week, a man who I would call, and whether people like it or not, I don't give a fuck, I would call a patriot. A man who loved his country, a man who loved his wife, a man who loved his kids, passed away. We're talking about someone who gave people the opportunity to debate him and never, ever, ever went to violence, never went to some sort of fucking name calling, was always open to have discussions. If you didn't like him, great. I'll tell you right now, I don't always agree or didn't always agree with everything Charlie Kirk said. And that's just shooting it like it is. I'm a conservative, but I didn't always agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said. What I don't agree with 100% is, and this is where I draw the line, and I've already had to lose friendships over this because it's disgusting, is somebody coming online, and the reason why it's applicable because people did the same thing about fucking Hulk Hogan. A man is dead. He died. He was a father. He was a husband. And for people to come online, and again, I'm not pointing this at Ava. Let me just clarify. She was very tone deaf. That is something that can be forgiven, and I think everybody's looking for a reason to latch on. But the facts are, a man is gone, and instead of mourning that a life is gone, you have people cheering. Well, you know who's not cheering? The motherfuckers in New Zealand that are fucking performing ceremonies, the people in the UK who are sick of this shit. This is
South Korea.
South fucking Korea is protesting because of the name of Charlie Kirk. What happened here, it was a martyr was created, and God bless him for everything he did. He had a company, he had something called Turning Point USA, which was starting to do exactly what it was set out to do and be a turning point. This, my friends, is a turning point. And for anybody who to be so tone deaf as to come out and start to criticize and mock and laugh is disgusting. I don't give a shit about the guy who killed him. I give a fuck that the guy is gone. I give a fuck that a patriot and a man, a father, a husband is gone. And whether you like it or not, you can't change that. Whether you liked what he said or not, you can't change that he touched so many young lives. You don't like it, I don't really give a shit. And if you don't like my stance on it, I really don't give a shit. I'll leave the last couple minutes for Gerard and Jacob to speak on it. But if you ever show up here, anybody shows up here and is disrespectful about that man's name, or I'm all about free speech, I'm all about discussion, but I'm not going to tolerate someone coming here and making defamatory comments about a man whose life was lost at barely 30 years old. It's disgusting.
Well,
Gerard,
here's what I'll say. I'm sorry, if you're a passenger, Gerard, I'll let Gerard speak
go ahead,
first.
Jacob. Go ahead.
Well, here's what I'll say about it. Again, like I was bringing up about what Ava said. Like I can go on about how she's the worst general manager in WWE history. Like the void of charisma that she like. I don't know how you're the fucking daughter of the Rock and you can have that less of charisma. Like that's amazing to me. Like because she just is she's plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie, bro. Like just a piece of wood. But it's the fact that she tweeted this out when like it wasn't even like an hour after Charlie Kirk died. Like it was basically like, the body wasn't even fucking cold yet. And again, this is a wrestling show and I'm just going to leave it at this. The motherfucker got killed in front of his daughter and his wife. That's basically where we're at, Now you can be political all you want. I don't give a shit about politics. I don't even fucking vote. I don't care. But this motherfucker got killed by a 21-year-old, and he can't you know what I mean? Like he got killed in front of his wife, in front of his wife, and in front of his wife, and in front of his kid, and it's fucking lame. And the only reason why Ava still has a job now is because of who her daddy is. Because if any other NXT member, if there was if Lexis King tweeted that out, he would not be employed.
And Jacob, I agree with you, but I'll say it like this: just because you have the platform doesn't mean you need to use the platform.
Well, and again, who the fuck is she? What, like you're the Rock's daughter and you only have the general manager job because you couldn't hack it in the ring. You couldn't fucking work.
No, I'm gonna because I don't want us to go too over. I'm gonna pass it over to Gerard. Gerard, thoughts?
3,000 people lost their lives on 9/11. The country, for about a month, you could walk up to your neighbor, hug your neighbor. You could have as many conflicts as you wanted with that neighbor. All was forgotten. 535 people sit in our Congress. The only time they get together to vote on anything remotely bipartisan is a pay raise. If the 535 people did their jobs, the one person that everybody wants to go against would have only the ability to wipe his own ass. That's the only ability he would have. And that's all I'm going to say. This is something to where the United States Congress has to put an end to. We're a nation of laws. And if you look it up, next year we're going to have our 250th anniversary. Is this really the way we want to go into our 250th anniversary with every other country in the world looking at us like, what the hell happened to America?
We're about to close it out, and thank you, Gerard.
I mean, I couldn't said it better myself. I mean, I could have, but it would have been a lot of expletives.
We have a lot of fun doing this show. We show up here every Sunday. Whether some of us have to work, some of us have other plans, we still show up, try to find time to be together for you all. Me and Gerard don't always agree with everything. We butt heads. Me and Jacob absolutely don't agree on everything. We butt heads. But we're here.
What are you talking about? What? We agree on everything. We love each other. What?
Me and my wife are here and what I would call the nerve center of the show. And we do this because we love doing it, because we care about professional wrestling. Lives changed earlier this week. The world will not be the same because there is a movement of negativity flushing through this great, beautiful country. And it's changing the dynamic in a negative way. What I hope the message.
Remember when this show was about wrestling?
I want to leave everybody with this. We don't always agree, us three, but if we can come together every Sunday and put together a program for you that is hectic, that is sometimes insightful, then I think everybody on this fucking planet could get a fucking along. I think that if us three fucking unique individuals and our very fucking eccentric minds can sit here for 2 hours and have a conversation about something we love, I think that everyone else should be able to fucking have a conversation with people and not have it turn to violence.
Hey, Dan, and
that's why you got to join the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
And to say, just to end it on this, I am a blue. I'm from as blue as a blue state can be, and you're from as red as a red state can be. And you know what? That's what people got to look and say, wait, hold on.
Stop taking fucking blues and reds. Let's just fucking be people again. Again, I appreciate you.
Hey, we're all Americans.
Except for Jacoby. He's Canadian.
What? I don't give a fuck. Fuck America, bro. I'm close to Canada.
Jesus. Wow.
But you're closer to Russia. You can see Russia from your back window.
On that note,
I'm closer to Canada than Russia.
Have a good night, everybody.
All of you Marks have been listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.